Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. March 12th, Rayburn House office building in the capital. And we've witnessed a very interesting event. The plight of Hindus and Christian minorities in Pakistan, dual challenges of religious persecution and women's trafficking. And Hindu Action was at the forefront of it. They did the whole event staging. They invited a lot of congressmen and women who came and expressed their anguish and their views about what was happening in Pakistan. And let's now listen to 𝗤𝗡𝗏 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗡, the man who made it happen, and he will talk us through what happened. Utsav, namaskar, how are you?
Namaste, Sree. Happy to be back. I apologize for my lighting today. I am in a different place. I am in Miami, so my apologies to the audience.
My dear man, what you say is what is more important. We all know how good you look, so please go ahead and talk to us a little bit about when this seed germinated, because we've had some things like this last year also. Congressman, I think Sree 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗏 was there. I'm not 100% remembering who was there last time, but this time you had a fairly large attendance. Many congressmen and women, either they attended themselves or they sent their representatives. Talk to us a little bit about what happened. And of course, we had the special VIP guest, Danesh Kaneria, the last Hindu to play cricket for Pakistan. Over to you.
Thank you, Sree. So you are right. We had done a briefing last year, and that briefing was a very small briefing, and it was done in conjunction with the religious minorities of Afghanistan, because a lot of things were going on in Afghanistan last year, actually the beginning of last year and the year before. So this is the first time actually there is a congressional briefing connected to Pakistani minorities only. And this, in that way, this was unique. And this is also for the first time that a major effort is being made to educate lawmakers on the continuous slow genocide of the religious minority communities of Pakistan, especially the Hindus and Hindu women, because it's a pattern and it's a long-standing tragedy that's been unfolding slowly. And as you said, it was very well attended compared to the events. You know, there was a voting, the budget voting was going on. There was a Democrat Party conclave going on where the entire party was off the Capitol Hill after the voting. So despite all of that, we had 3 members of Congress attend. We had 3 staffers from 3 other members of Congress. Most importantly, we had a staffer from Congressman who is the chairman on the subcommittee of South and Central Asia in the House Foreign Affairs Committee. And the staffers were there the entire time. Additionally, we also had a staffer from the Director of National Intelligence, 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗍𝗍 office. So overall, in terms of participation, there is always room to improve. There is always room to get 100 more members of Congress and their staffers. But it was something that we were hoping to get, and we did get. And thankfully, you know, all 3 Indian American and Hindu American members of Congress who have in the past supported us, Suhas Subramaniam, Raja Krishnamurthy, and of course our own Sree 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, who actually spoke for 15 minutes and outlined in length some of the efforts that need to be made. So it was overall a well-received program, despite all the things that are going on at the Capitol Hill. And more importantly, we had, as you said, a big celebrity of Pakistani cricket. You know, he's the 4th largest wicket taker in Test cricket for Pakistan, and that most people from the Indian diaspora would know. Pakistan is known for its bowling. So for Danesh Kaneria to be up there in that list shows the amount of talent he has. And the way he was treated, he spoke at length about it. And I think there are some media channels in India who have also carried his interview from yesterday. And I'm sure you will be carrying his entire interview.
Yes, indeed.
And he did a fantastic job outlining and expressing himself. And in my private conversations with him, I got to know a lot more about individual players, you know, players who are very well known to most people around the world, in the Commonwealth countries and in India. You know, players
we are going to spare no details. We are going to spare nothing. I mean, we're going to leave out nothing. We're going to have everything out there in the front. Some of these lumpens need to understand that we are watching, and you're going to get it back in spades. Back to you.
Yeah, so he went at length speaking about some of the players, you know, players like Shahid Afridi. You know, they went to great lengths to harass him and to continuously put pressure on him to convert to Islam. I mean, there would be times where, and this is something I know, I'm paraphrasing Danesh here, where he mentioned that there were times when they would bring Tablighi Jamaat preachers into the dressing room and specifically target Danesh and Yusuf Yohana, who was actually
Yusuf Yohana, who eventually did convert. Yes.
And he did convert, and he forced his wife and children as well to convert. And they would put so much psychological pressure on the team who were not so Muslim. Even other Muslims were targeted. Like if there was a Muslim who was not keeping a long beard or like not praying every day, they would target them as well. So it's a very obnoxious and a toxic environment that Danesh grew up in his early career. And for him to come out of this and still maintain his psychological and mental strength and go through all this tragedy that he has suffered thereafter, he came across as somebody with strong Hindu values. And even in my short time that I spent with him, he made sure that before going to the briefing, he did puja in the morning. So it's something to learn from for most of us who come from India, who actually lived in quite a bit of safety and security growing up.
Thank you so much, Utsav. I mean, look at the other players of Indian origin. Keshav Maharaj, the man is almost always praying to Lord Shiva. So is Shivnarayan Chandrapal. Shivnarayan Chandrapal's parents left almost 200 years ago, viewers. 200 years ago. Can you believe that? I mean, they still hang on to our traditions and they do everything puja part pakka. I have been to Trinidad and Tobago. I've seen it with my own eyes. My point in saying all this is a rich culture. This is a rich dharma. Sanatana dharma is eternal. No mullah is going to be able to do anything to it. It's unfortunate that these people are stuck where they are. And I'm hoping that with this, and viewers, we are going to give you the complete speech of Danesh Kaneria in next couple of days. We will also be giving the speech of Sri Thanedar. We also have some other notable people who also given speeches. We're going to be covering all that stuff, and it will be coming like every alternate day. So stay tuned and do watch those things to understand the situation on the ground in Pakistan. Utsav, what next? I know you are planning something along the similar lines for the other country which neighbors India and has some misguided notions.
Yes. So on March 25th, which is approximately 12 days from now, we will be having another congressional briefing on Bangladesh. And for whatever reasons, people who are lobbyists for Bangladesh in Washington, D.C. and around the world already started targeting us about this upcoming briefing. So, despite our best efforts not to make this too popular, they made this briefing popular. So now everybody is watching and looking forward to it. And if, interim regime leader Yunus would like to come and speak, we will give him a stage for 5 minutes as well, since he has decided to oppose this briefing nevertheless. But the upcoming briefing.
Tell me something again. Come again. You're saying Dr. Muhammad Yunus is going to come all the way from India?
No, I'm saying if he wants to come for 5 minutes and come and give us 5 minutes, we will give him the stage. Just to give him equal opportunity to counter our perspective. But the briefing will be important because it is going to expose some of the things that happened before the regime change, and that has been going on since the regime change. And we will hear from some good experts, some experts with deep knowledge of Bangladesh's intelligence efforts before the regime change, on the connection between Pakistan, Jamaat-e-Islami in Bangladesh, and China. And it would be quite a revelation, because people in the Biden administration who thought that by bringing about this regime change, they were actually currying favors to somebody in Dhaka, they ended up currying favors to somebody in Beijing. And that's something to look forward to in this briefing.
Well, we'll be keenly following that one also. So great effort, by the way. A lot of things are happening now. And with the limited amount of resources that you have, maybe you should make a pitch for how people can donate to your organizations. And we'll be happy to put that link in our description also. Over to you.
Thank you. We do need all the help we can get, because each of these briefings, to order food, to do something at a professional level at the Capitol Hill, almost 4 times, 5 times a year, it costs us about $10,000-15,000 each time. And so, any help, we are a 501c3 organization. But before I go about requesting people's support, I want to make sure that I mention the names of my entire team that was involved in this, because in the beginning you said I was involved. I was involved in this, but more importantly, Anjali Swami, who is our board member and the team leader on the Pakistan project, she played a significant role in putting this together. We had people like Dr. Rajat Mitra from India, who is quite well known as a clinical psychologist dealing with trauma patients. He gave a very powerful speech and presentation. And of course, we have other team members, Paro Sarkar, and in the entire Hindu Action team. It comes together. Geeta Sikand, Richa Gautam, all these people from different parts of America playing different roles in different projects come together and make this happen. So I'm very thankful to everybody for making this happen. It's not just, I happen to live in DC, so I can do the everyday grind, but people from across the country came together for this.
Also, we should mention at this point of time that many Muslim brothers and sisters of Bangladesh have actually stood by the Hindus.
Yes.
Whether it was demonstrating in front of Modi's visit when he came to visit Trump at the White House, or even all along the way. So we understand that many of us, we are very glad that people are very secular minded in that, and they want to make sure that all communities live in peace in Bangladesh. Utsav, let's
tell you something more interesting about this event. In this briefing, there were more Muslims from Afghanistan, Uyghurs from China, and other members of different sects of Islam that also feel persecuted in Pakistan. In this briefing, there were more guests from those communities than there were Hindus. So it is also a message to our Hindu community. Then activism is not just WhatsApp messaging. So please do come out in numbers when it matters. It's not just sending one WhatsApp forwards every day and think that you are doing something serious.
Thank you so much, Utsav. Viewers, hang on. We will be coming out with a series of videos on this event, and we'll also be sending you the information about what happens on the 25th of March. Thanks once again. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I just want to put the last pitch, hindu-action.org/donate. And if you can support us, anybody in America can do it. It's tax exempted, 501c3. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And the website link is all there, right below his name, Utsav's name, on this thing, complete for the last 12 minutes or 13 minutes of the video. So you just have to tag /donate at the end, and then you can donate to this organization. Thanks once again, Utsav. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Sree. Namaste.